This here is papyrus. The ancient Egyptians used papyrus to make paper. This is the chewing gum tree. They used to use the latex found in its bark to make chewing gum until they came up with a synthetic form. This is the vanilla plant. So the vanilla plant is part of the orchid family. Check out how big this plant is. The only place that this vanilla plant can get naturally pollinated is in southeast Mexico and Guatemala. You can buy vanilla from all different parts of the world, tropical areas, but they have to hand pollinate each individual flower. Little tiny figs. The popcorn orchid. Have you heard of soursop? It's a Southeast Asian fruit, and it's right there. Can you see it? Spiky little guy. They make smoothies out of that at Vietnamese restaurants. I think I'm getting hungry. This is the fern room. I think the fern room is my favorite. So now I really am hungry, and I'm going to go to a place that has some of my favorite takeout Chinese food. Egg rolls. This is a Chicago style egg roll. Look at this beautiful thing. And what makes it a Chicago style egg roll is peanut butter. It's one of the ingredients of the filling of the egg roll. It sounds bizarre, but it's true. So that's not anything that I ever heard anyone talk about, that the egg rolls that we eat at Chinese restaurants have peanut butter in them. I don't think I've ever heard anyone talk about that. But I remember thinking, at least not as a child, but as an adult, that the egg rolls that I liked kind of tasted like peanut butter. And so I did a little research, and There's a Chicago Tribune article about it from a couple of years ago, and it's true. There's peanut butter in it, and so the man wanted to understand or figure out where the peanut butter came from and why it was in our egg rolls. And he tracked down a guy who was from China, and he owned at least one or a couple of famous Chinese restaurants that were in Chicago back in probably the 40s and 50s. The man was still alive. He's now in his 90s or so, and he asked him where the peanut butter came from, and he said that as far as he knew, he was the first one to bring the peanut butter filling to Chicago, but that it originally, as far as he knew, came from Philadelphia. When he first came to this country, he came through Philadelphia, and he worked in a restaurant there that used the peanut butter in the egg rolls. He just brought that along with him. When he was asked why they used peanut butter, he didn't really know. They were saying that possibly it could be to seal the wrapper, which seems kind of silly. It could have also been just to bind the ingredients, like the cabbage and the ground chicken or whatever you put inside. Or it's just for the flavor, which I think that's the reason. Because the peanut butter in the egg roll adds like this wonderful richness, and doesn't necessarily scream out to you peanut butter, but it just adds like a complexity and a richness to it that is out of this world. And I'm not sure if you can find these in other parts of the country. I know I haven't experienced them in other parts of the country. If you come to Chicago or possibly Philadelphia, try some egg rolls, and you will not regret it. They are delicious. So here it is, the delicious egg roll cut open. So taking a look at the filling, it really just looks like there's cabbage, and I think there's a little bit of like minced up chicken, maybe pork, and this egg roll is really good. Yum. Just like the takeout place from my childhood. It's delicious. Thank you so much, guys, for coming along with me to the conservatory in Garfield Park, and for letting me go on and on about Chicago-style egg rolls. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.